sky color. I already have a little bit of white on the canvas, but I'm gonna mix together some white and blue, phthalo blue, just to get a sky in here. And I don't waste paint, so I'll just put some on there to start. I'll grab my 1-inch brush, and then we'll get started here. So this is just a regular 1-inch brush. Do little X strokes all the way across. Pick up some more of that color. Apply it down here. And notice I didn't tap it that much, so that's why I have some streaks. Normally I do this, but I forgot. Across. Just getting the base color in, and then I come back and blend it out. Just like this. And to the bottom. Right about there. I think that's good. And then we'll go across just one time. I think that's good enough. Okay. And I'll wipe this brush out just a little bit. Something like that. There's not really anything as far as clouds here goes. This is just going to be mostly mountains. So I think we want to take this blue and that white and some of this red and that. Mix this all together. If there's a bunch of sound in the hallway. People are moving things for some reason. So, okay. There we go. Something like that, and then maybe just a touch of yellow. That looks okay. Alright. I'm going to wipe my brush off. Or my palette knife, I should say. And I'll grab just a little bit of that, and then we'll start throwing in some mountains here. These are going to be pretty big, so and they're going to look a little different. Because these are not as much paint as I usually use for mountains. And that's intentional. I noticed that I tend to use too much. I just put a big glob of paint on the palette knife when I do mountains, usually. And it, I don't know, it just makes it look a little muddy and messy, so I try to use less here. There we go. And to do that, I'm just using the same technique that I used to highlight. I just cut through this way, but I'm doing it on the dark color. So let's add another peek in up here. Again, these are going to be pretty big mountains. Pretty big. touch this guy up a little bit here. And then we'll just add in some shape here. Same thing over here. There we go. Something like so. Alright. I'm gonna blend out this bottom just a little bit here. Okay, now I'll do my highlights on top of this. Same type of deal. So I'm going to take white, some of that blackish color. This is going to be more of a darker, or the shadow color, and I'll add a little bit more. That's way too much white. I'll just put it up here. This is going to be a bit of a winter painting. Okay. Something like this. I had a second palette knife so I could scrape the paint off with my palette knife, because I do tend to waste a good bit of it when I clean it. But that's just part of this method, I guess. Alright, so I'm going to cut a little bit. That's good right there. Let's see where we want to start. Let's do right here. This will be like our main peak, I guess. We'll just do it right in there like that. Wipe it off. Grab some more. Come in over here. Wipe it off, grab some more, up in here. This one I might pull straight down. And then over here. There we go. And this one, we can't forget this. This guy over here. I'm going to darken up the backside just a little bit there. So I don't want this one to be as bright. Okay. Then we'll grab this darker highlight and we'll just fill in the touch here and there. Most of this will just stick, so we don't have to worry too much about it. Pull this down. There we go. Yeah, not too worried about the background. Grab my 1-inch brush that I was doing this with before. And I'll just give it a little bit of a blend here, just around the bottom. I don't want to go too far up in there. Just like that. Try not to knock on the wall too much. mountains. Okay. Alright, now I'm just going to keep with this same color here on the 1-inch brush. We're going to add in some background trees here. So we'll start over here. We're just doing straight in kind of horizontal taps here. Just like that. And we'll come up on this side and do kind of the same. I'm going to taper off here in the middle just a little bit. And fuzz out the bottom. Okay. Do we want a reflection? No, we can do a reflection here. So. Just pulling down. These don't have to be super straight. I think over on this side I'm just going to fill up with big trees anyways. Pull right to left. Especially over here in this corner. All right. Okay. The background. We'll cut in a bit of a highlight on the other line and then in the trees as well. I wipe this dark brush off. Let's use this white that we've not used a ton of. So this is just thinned down. Not straight white, but it's like, what is that called? Or not straight oil. It's this stuff, this gel. That's what it is. It's like half, actually I'd say it's probably 2/3 this gel and then a little bit of white, very high ratio. Going for kind of a cold painting with this one. Even though I'm only using the 3 colors, I want it to be a little more cold than warm. Alright, let's add in these highlights here, and I'm going to use that white color that's thinned down. Just so it sticks a little better, and then we'll touch the tops up here. On these ones again, they don't matter at all. I could just be hitting it with a bucket. They're not going to show up here at the end. And I'm going to add one more little layer down here. Just so there's a little bit of texture in the background there. Okay. Now let's add in, I want to do like a big, not one big tree, but like a cluster of trees. So take the same color, add in some more blue and some more red. This red's very thick, so it makes it very hard to mix this color. It's so much, like it's way thicker than this color. It's almost solid. It's just the brand paint that I got. They weren't the best. But luckily, we're almost done with them. Hopefully done with them this week, I think. If not, I'll probably just donate them to another studio here. Maybe someone else can use them. Alright, so let's throw in where we want this to be. I'm thinking something like this. Somewhere about there. Gonna fill this in. I'm trying to push it in this way so it looks more bushy than whatever I was doing there. There's some background, but it's not tall enough, I don't think. So I'm actually going to take more of this and do, let's make it go all the way up here. I have to hold my easel because I'm hitting it so hard. It's kind of falling backwards. Just got a ton of this paint. Oh, we can go all the way up here, that's fine. Okay. And then I'll do one more one, why not? Okay. This mountain. I don't like this mountain too much on that side. Okay. Alright, well, let's just go with this. I'll add in a trunk on this tree. Let's see. Some more of this in here. And do one more on this left side here. That's good enough. I can add in some little branches on this one too. Here and there. They won't really show up at the end, but it's all about building layers, so some of it shows up. Brush again. Used for this base color. And I'll add in a little bit of white on top of this once I clean it out most of the way. Because we don't want a ton of paint in the brush before we do this. Also adding the cabin, I think. Cabin would be fun, but we'll see. Magic white, I would add that in, but we do not have any yet. Maybe I can try some oil. Because when it doesn't stick, it just kind of ruins the whole thing. This oil smells horrendous, though. I don't know what is wrong with it. But that's okay. Wish I had one of those eyedroppers that I could drop in there. That would really help out here. But we'll see. Let's see if this works. Oh yeah, much better. It's a little too oily though. Like so oily that it's not even sticking. It's just kind of smearing around because it's so oily. Unfortunate, but that's how it goes sometimes. That's how it goes sometimes. Oh well. Not the best. Colors are a little weird here. But I kind of expected that to happen from just using the primary colors. That's what usually happens. So, you learn. Repeat and you learn. Let's see if I can even scrape anything here. This is to just try and give some like stick indications, because it's very hard when you have this much oil on it to get any type of depth. But oh well. Okay. take the tape off. We'll crook it up there in the top left. What's going on there? There we go. Not bad. Not great, not terrible. Not my favorite paper, but that's okay. Putting in my signature on the side. There. Okay.